Welcome to Sermons on the Side. I'm Brad.
And I'm Richard. Welcome to Birthday Week.
That's right. This is a week-long celebration that marks the 1-year anniversary of your favorite podcast. Each episode this week, Monday through Friday, will be a little bit shorter, but they all tie in together to one sermon on the side.
So celebrate with us every day this week. And with each episode, you'll have the opportunity to give Sermons on the Side a birthday gift.
So sit back, relax, and enjoy a full week of Sermons on the Side. Happy birthday week.
Woo!
Dude, what is happening? This is a Monday.
I know.
This is not Thursday.
Why?
This is Monday. What is happening?
This is wild.
This is wild. This is not a mistake. Spotify and Apple Music did not ping you incorrectly.
That's it.
This is birthday week for Sermons on the Side, dude.
Happy birthday, Brad.
Happy birthday, Richard.
Happy birthday to all our listeners. 1 full year.
That's right.
Of Sermons on the Side.
And as you just heard in the intro, this is a super unique week. So much like launch week at the very outset of this journey that we've all been on, we released a full episode Monday through Friday, that very first week.
1 year ago.
1 year ago. Now, a little bit different. This year, we're not going to release a full episode each week. What are we doing, Richard?
We are releasing one episode, but it's in 5 parts. So shorter episodes are going to drop every day this week, Monday through Friday.
Oh my goodness, dude. I can hardly wait. This is going to be the best week ever. I'm so excited. And truly, this is going to be a really, really cool week. And no birthday celebration would be complete without the opportunity to get presents. So
Gifts could be given.
So be prepared for the end of each episode for me to talk about that. Okay, anyways, what are we doing this week, bro?
Well, listen, birthdays are milestones in our lives, in the life of Sermon on the Side, but for everyone. It's an important day to remember the year that has been passed.
Yes.
And so what we've taken is a story from the Bible, and it is a pretty important milestone kind of story.
Yeah.
For me, and you and I have talked, is for you as well. And so every day we're going to tell a little bit of this story. And at the end of the week, at the end of that 5th episode, we will have looked at this really powerful thing that happened in the life of one of our Bible characters. So we're just going to jump right in. Are you ready?
I'm so ready, dude. It's going to be awesome.
Here we go. This story is found in the book of John, chapter 21, and the main character in the story is Peter. Now, many listeners will recognize Peter as really probably the most famous of Jesus's original disciples.
Yep.
He was his really most outspoken supporter, and he was like super enthusiastic about following Jesus as this wonderful new presence and this Messiah. He was so pumped to be a follower of Jesus.
Yeah, I identify so much with Peter because he is the foot in mouth disciple.
Dude,
He is the shouldn't have said that.
right. If he said it at the wrong time or in the wrong way, but there was no doubt his heart was all
That's
in.
right. That's right.
Well, this story happens just after Jesus has been crucified and has raised from the dead.
Okay.
But there was something that really bad that happened to Peter right before Jesus got crucified. On the night that Jesus had the Last Supper with his disciples, he let them know that somebody was going to betray him. That ended up being Judas, one of the other disciples.
Right.
And during that conversation about somebody's going to betray him, Peter just took the opportunity to make another vow to Jesus, straight up to his face, said, I don't know what the rest of these clowns are going to do, but I'm with you to the end. I mean, to the bitter end.
Right.
And Jesus looked at him and he said, actually, Peter, tonight, before the sun rises and the rooster crows, Jesus literally said it that way, before the rooster crows, you're going to have denied me publicly 3 times. And Peter's like, no way. Jesus predicted it, and sadly, it did happen.
That's right.
Peter found himself as Jesus it was late at night, like in the middle of the night, like early morning hours. And he's waiting outside the building, and he's standing out there with the crowd, and they're huddled around a fire, and they're trying to keep their hands warm. And Peter is just one of those people, and they're waiting to hear about this kangaroo court kind of trial that Jesus has been going through right at that moment. And while Peter is there trying to warm his hands, there are multiple people goes, "Hey, I recognize you. You're one of Jesus's followers.
Aren't you one of those?" Yeah.
And he's like, nope, not me. They ask him again. No, I'm telling you, it's not me. The third time someone asks him, and he gets so mad, he starts cussing at him. Cussing like a sailor. Well, he was a fisherman, used to be by trade. But anyway, he was cussing like, he
Like a fisherman.
Third time. No, I don't know him. And he cussed all these people out. And as soon as that third denial happened, it says they were leading Jesus out, and Jesus and Peter locked eyes from across the courtyard.
Oh.
And just then the rooster crowed. Jesus' prediction comes true. The lowest moment of Peter's life. Can you imagine how that felt?
I've been at some lows.
Bro.
And dude, I don't know if I can imagine that. Even just sitting here thinking about that.
Man,
that's
no
a heavy moment.
It really is, probably, but because his heart truly was in it to follow Jesus all these years, like 3 years running. And this was the culmination of a 3-year commitment he had made. I mean, and then he dropped the ball and failed Jesus at the most critical time. It was it was the worst thing that could have possibly happened to Peter. And then that next day, Jesus is crucified. 3 days later, he rises from the dead, which is the great miracle on which we base our faith.
Amen.
Woo, the ultimate win.
Yeah.
But what do you do if you're Peter? Because Jesus showed up, and after he came back from the dead, after the resurrection, he showed up to the disciples multiple times. And Peter knew he had come back to life. So obviously, whoa, this is amazing. What does it mean? You know, they got all kind of questions, but it's awesome that Jesus has conquered death. But if you're Peter, you're still thinking about what you did the night before he was crucified. And that failure is just weighing heavy on him. So the story that we're going to tell over the next few days starts right at that kind of moment. They've seen Jesus a few times. They obviously know this is good news, but they don't know what it means and how it's going to look. At one point, between these miraculous, I came back to life visits from Jesus, Peter and some of the disciples are hanging out, trying to figure out what to do. You remember 3 years before, they left their chosen professions to just sell out and follow Jesus.
Right.
So what do we do now?
Yeah.
It's great that he's back from the dead, but what are we going to do now?
Go back to being
He
fishermen?
doesn't know.
Yeah.
And that's what Peter makes a decision and a declaration at the beginning of our story. And he says in verse 2 of John chapter 21 to several disciples hanging out, he says, I'm going fishing. I am going fishing. Now, that's a simple phrase. But you got to understand, he wasn't just saying, we got some time to kill. Not sure when the next appointment with Jesus is going to be. Right. Why don't we go drop a line in the water?
Yeah, let's go have some relaxation.
Yeah, let's just chill and go fishing. No. He was saying, all right, guys, it's time. I'm going to go back to doing what I always did. Before I met Jesus 3 years ago. Whoa. I'm going to go back to my old job.
Whoa.
That's what Peter is saying. And all the disciples that were with him at the time said, you know what, you're right. Let's do it. We're with you. So it was this moment where they were saying, in essence, they were saying, I gave it a try. I thought this new teacher was the man, and I gave it a try. But it's time to go back to what I know. Since I don't know what's going to happen next, it's just time to go back to what I know. And I think when I read that phrase, that quote from Peter, I'm going fishing, I think about my life. I think about us. Yeah. As those who follow Jesus or try to follow Jesus. And how many times does it come up where we say, I gave that Jesus thing a shot. Gave it a try. It just didn't work out. So I'm going to pull back. I'm just going to pull back to what I know. It is just time to stop going all in with this Jesus thing. And I just wonder how many times we do that. Yeah. And when we do, how many times do we just bail out or give up too soon? Mm-hmm. And we think it's not working the way I thought it would. So I'm just going to give up on that. My hope is that we could think today, let's don't give up just yet.
Yeah.
Let's don't give up just yet. Maybe we think that the faith thing is not working, like God's not coming through the way I thought he would do, or it's just not vibing for me.
Yeah, I don't see it. I don't feel it. I don't understand it.
Yeah. So you get where I'm going with this.
The default of going back to the things that maybe, quote unquote, I do know, or I do feel, or I do understand.
Right. And it could just be that we think it just didn't work out, or it's not working.
Right.
It's because we don't see it yet.
Yeah, come on.
We don't see the end result yet. And Jesus, his plan, he's still working his plan. He's still got a purpose for us. And so my encouragement to all of us on this first day of our birthday week for Sermons on the Side, don't give up yet.
Don't give up.
How about let's give it a little more time? Let's stay in it. Let's don't give up. Let's don't throw the Peter, I'm going to go fishing. So keep that in mind as we start our journey through this amazing story. Don't give up yet.
That's so awesome, man. So incredible. I'm so excited for this week. Okay, so here's the deal. It's birthday week.
Yes,
which
it is.
Means that it's time for that awkward part of the birthday party where the birthday boys ask for presents. So here is your Monday challenge, Sermons on the Side listeners. We want you to write us a birthday card.
What?
And by birthday card, I mean go to Apple Podcast or Spotify or both, or wherever you listen to a podcast, and leave us a 5-star rating and a short review. Listen, it can be one sentence. It can be 5 words. It can be Brad talks too long, but I stay anyways.
Please Richard, stop singing. Whatever.
Listen,
say your thing.
Those reviews genuinely help more people find the show. The algorithm sees it, new listeners trust it, and it's like putting a little candle on a cake and saying this thing matters. So if this podcast has ever encouraged you, we would love and we would so appreciate a 5-star review and a short 5-star rating and a short review.
All right, and don't forget, you're going to hear from us again tomorrow. And just a thought leading into tomorrow's conversation. Have you ever asked yourself the question, have I missed my shot? Have I blown my opportunity? Is it too late for me? If you've ever asked yourself one or all of those questions, come on back tomorrow. We're going to go there on the next episode of
Sermons on the Side.